What is going on, y'all? It's your man Mike Titan, the gaming savant, here with my co-host Bryan Greer, and today we are giving y'all our Easter Conference playoffs for the NBA this season. And apparently the Cavs and Hawks are who we thought they are. Apparently my dream of seeing a Washington Wizards and Memphis Grizzlies final is just gone up in smoke and blow up in my face. But how you doing today, Bryan?
Seems to be doing better than you, because I had a rumor that you were putting your life savings on both of those teams making it to the finals. So I'm a little shocked to see you today.
I mean, you can't really put much of nothing into something. So, I mean, I thought it was a pretty good bet.
Oh, okay. With just a blank wall behind you, I was a little worried, but I'm glad to see you, sir.
Nah, thanks, man. So today we will be going over our thoughts, previews, matchups for the Eastern Conference Finals. You have the number 1 seed Atlanta Hawks facing off against the number 2 seed Cleveland Cavaliers, which, I think the last time they went to the Eastern Conference Finals was when they got swept by the Spurs in 2006, 7, one of those years. I think it's 2007. But yeah, so pretty much starting off with the Atlanta Hawks, you have them beating the Brooklyn Nets 4-2 in the first round, beating the Wizards 4-2 in the second round. That's kind of a trend I guess they have going on. To me, the Hawks are pretty much the most evenly killed team when it comes to starters. Like we said in our playoff preview a couple of weeks ago, they don't have a necessary bona fide star. They just have a lot of good role players. You have Jeff Teague playing really well. You have Kyle Korver, who's pretty much, in my opinion, the best three-point shooter in the league. DeMarre Carroll has really came on in this playoffs. I believe in that closeout game against the Wizards, he had 25 points, 10 rebounds, double-double. And then you have the 1-2 combo of Paul Millsap and Al Horford, who are both big men that can stretch the floor, get you a mid-range. Millsap at a certain point can get you some threes, and they're both excellent rebounders. What do you think of the Hawks so far in the playoffs, Bryan?
Yeah, I was very impressed. Against the Nets, I wasn't as impressed, but against the Wizards, I was. DeMarre Carroll's defense, and like you said, his scoring really came up big against the Wizards. Especially, they took advantage of John Wall's injury and broken hand, and like you said, Al Horford was really a beast against the Wizards, and really sealing down the paint with blocks and getting putbacks and all of that. I'm very impressed with them. Now, one thing that they have to, I think, get better at in the Eastern Conference Finals is three-point shooting, because I believe Kyle Korver was actually 0 for 6 in the Game 6 against the Wizards. And we know that when he is on, that makes them a different type of team. But I'm very impressed with that team overall. Also with Jeff Teague making just incredible passes in the clutch. I think he's one of the most underrated point guards when it comes to the crunch time of getting the pass to where it needs to go, and just getting the team on the same page. So yeah, I'm very impressed with them, and also their coach Mike Budenholzer has really changed the chemistry and culture of that team, and they're just now a very, like you said, even kill team, and just really a lot of solidarity.
Yeah, I mean, if you go back to them last year, I believe they were. Did they make the playoffs last year? I don't think they did.
They made it. I think number 8 seed.
8 seed, yeah. So they went from an 8 seed to a 1 seed, and that's a great turnaround when you literally have the same team. So that pretty much
nobody had them going to the number 1 seed this year.
No, not even me. I didn't even have them in the playoffs this year. To be quite honest,
right.
I thought even with the loss of Paul George, I thought the Pacers would be able to sneak their way in over them. But yeah, I would say that pretty much just goes to good coaching. To turn around a team that went from an 8 seed to a 1 seed in the next season. I just think that really goes to show how good that coach really is.
Yeah, I mean, I think he is arguably top 5 coach now, because like you said, with them not having a bona fide superstar and having a lot of really good players, you really got to know how to put them in the right place to make the right plays and, win a lot of games, because them winning 60 games this year was mind-blowing in my opinion, because not anybody, I don't even think the Wizards, not the Wizards, the Hawks expected to win 60 games this year.
Yeah, most definitely. I don't think many people expected them to be as good as they are, but hey, they proved a lot of us wrong. Going over to the Cleveland Cavaliers, in the first round, they swept the Boston Celtics 4-0. In the second round, they beat the Bulls 4-2 with a couple of buzzer beaters from both of them, for both LeBron and Derrick Rose. Now, they are without Kevin Love, who unintentionally had his shoulder dislocated by Kelly Olynyk in the first round. I believe Kyrie Irving is fighting a foot injury, but pretty much the Cleveland Cavaliers have pretty much thought what everybody thought they would do this year. It's pretty much, to me, seems like a recreation of what LeBron did in Miami his first year. They had a really tough beginning of the season. Then towards the end of the season, they went on a run, and then they went in the playoffs, and they got everything together and started gelling together. J.R. Smith is playing really well. The huge addition that I think that put this team over the top, that when I first saw the trade, I thought it was very, for lack of a better word, stupid, because I think they gave up 2 first-round picks for him, was for Timothy Mozgov from the Denver Nuggets. Now, I wasn't a huge Timothy Mozgov fan. To me, I feel like JaVale McGee and Kosta Koufis, when he was there in Denver, was both better than him. But apparently he's proved me and a whole bunch of other people wrong, because he's been that big man presence that LeBron has literally never had in his career. I would probably say probably the best big man that he played with besides him, I would probably say Verjal or Ilgauskas back when he was his first stint, because Joel Anthony, no. Chris Birdman, as a role player, yes, but not as a starter. Yeah. I don't count Chris Bosh as a big man. To me, he's a stretch. No,
he's
forward.
A small.
He's a small forward. He's a small forward that's 6'10". To me, that's what Chris Bosh is. But yeah, Mozgov has just been playing amazing. He's been a big presence on defense, just altering shots, blocking shots. Very easy down low to score in the paint, getting the offensive rebounds. And even Tristan Thompson has upped his play with the injury of Kevin Love, and he's come out and been playing really well, playing like that top-round pick that he should have been when the Cavs drafted him a few years ago.
Monster rebounder.
Yeah, very good rebounder. I just feel like the Cavs, this is what they were supposed to do. Now, they did have a little bit of adversity when they were playing the Bulls. I think they were down 2-1, was it? I think they were down, and then they came back and won 3 straight. But the Bulls' offense just had so many troubles with Paul Gasol being out. So I think this will be a good test for them against the Hawks.
Yeah, I do too. And they really came together in that series against the Bulls, and when LeBron was missing a lot of shots, Kyrie Irving really bailed them out with his shooting. He has really improved shooting wise, and he is also hurt with an ankle injury, but really gutted it out and toughed it out. And also a player that nobody saw really becoming somebody in this playoffs is Matthew Dellavedova. His passing, his shooting has really just come on. I think he had 20 points in the closeout game of Game 6 against the Bulls, and really has just been a right. has really just made the Cavaliers have somebody that comes off the bench. And as we always know, J.R. Smith is psychotic kind of shooting, and don't know what you're going to get from him. He could either go in there and get you 30 points or go 0 for 30. So you never know with him. So they really have become a team. Sometimes they do kind of stall when they go ISO LeBron and just allow him to go 1-on-5, and he kicks it out. But that team really impressed me in Game 6. In a closeout game against the Bulls, because I really didn't think they had a shot of winning Game 6. I thought it was going to go 7. So that's really good job by LeBron of getting that team on the same page, a lot of chemistry. And I think David Blatt, even though he gets a lot of criticism, I think he deserves it, because he has a lot of pressure on him to win a title. There is nothing else in Cleveland that's acceptable at this point except winning a title. So he's going to get no credit whatsoever. He's in a thankless position, but I'm going to give him some kudos also.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, it's a very tough position coming in. You have literally the best player in the NBA, probably the best player in the world, and you're, by terms of NBA, a rookie head coach, but you've been coaching overseas, which is a lot different than coaching in the NBA. So,
very much so.
Put it like this: the amount of talent that he had come to him when they traded for Kevin Love and LeBron decided to sign back with Cleveland, that immediately put a world of pressure on him. And the beginning of the season, they saying stuff that LeBron had problems with him. He wasn't really coaching the team. LeBron was coaching the team, and he was just kind of like the face there. So I do give him a lot of kudos for dealing with all that pressure, all the people saying stuff about him like he's not really the coach. He's just somebody that they hired just for the time being. But he really handled that pretty well and has gotten the team to where they at now. Now, as far as the matchup with the Hawks go, I feel like even with an injured Kyrie Irving and them missing Kevin Love, that I will give the Cavalier the slight edge. I will say that point guard wise, Teague will probably be better than Kyrie just because Kyrie has a foot injury. Shooting guard wise, I would give it to the Cavaliers because they have the combo of Amon Shumpert and J.R. Smith to combat against Kyle Korver, which we all know Amon Shumpert is an excellent defender. Small forward wise, of course, we got to go with LeBron. I would choose him. But DeMarre Carroll, which I think you want to speak of too, has played with LeBron pretty well this season.
Yeah, he has. In the two games that he has faced or guarded LeBron or been against LeBron, he's held him to 43% shooting and almost a turnover assist ratio of 1 each. So if you know that LeBron is not that kind of player normally, but DeMarre Carroll for some reason seems to have his number, and if he is able to guard LeBron like he could in the regular season, which we know the referees are not going to allow. Let's be honest, they're going to give DeMarre Carroll I think a lot less leeway to guard LeBron the way he can. That's going to really change this series. But I just don't expect that. I expect the Hawks to have a tough time when it comes to the referees because we all know that when it comes to ratings, nobody that's a pop culture, casual NBA fan wants to see the Hawks beat the Cavs.
Nope. We all know LeBron's going to get them quote-unquote superstar calls, even though it shouldn't be a call. But we'll see what happens. He didn't get that one call in that game before he hit that game winner. So I don't know. Maybe those refs will ref the games against the Hawks. As far as the big men go, I want to give a slight edge to the Hawks just because the combo of Millsap and Horford has been very good for the Hawks this playoffs and this season. While Mozgov and Thompson are very formidable themselves, I feel like that Horford and Millsap will be able to outscale them. They may not be bigger than those two, but they're quicker. They both can shoot the mid-range. Millsap can go out to the three if need be, and he can also create on his own. Like 14 to 15 feet out from the basket, create his own dribble and get to the basket. It'll be interesting to see how those two sides interact in this game to see which one will be able to prevail. But I'll give the slight edge to the Hawks as far as the big men go.
Yeah, I agree. Also, Millsap and Horford, they're just very tough down low. I don't think Mozgov's going to have the same abilities like he did against the Bulls because we know that Joakim Noah was hurt and playing basically on one leg, and also we know Paul Gasol was in and out of the lineup, so he's gonna have a different they're gonna have a different matchup because Al Horford, he really, when he's healthy, is very underrated. He is a really good player. He can do it all. And like you said, Millsap can go inside and outside, so he's going to be able to stretch the floor for the Hawks. And I think that's going to be the matchup I think that the Hawks really need to dominate in order to have a chance against the Cavs.
Yeah, I agree here. I feel like LeBron is going to get his regardless of DeMarre Carroll's on him. He may have an off game or two, but like in the last series, I just feel like he's going to be able to dominate whenever he wants to. So I think it's going to come down to the big men to see who can get the most leverage of getting those 50-50 rebounds, who can score on who. Will Millsap and Horford be able to operate their offense against Mozgov and Thompson? I think it'll be a very good matchup between the two. Like I said, you pretty much got the two best teams stat-wise and record-wise in the Eastern Conference, so that's pretty much what everybody wanted to see. I feel like I would say for my prediction for the series, I'm gonna say the Cavs in 6. I would say if the Hawks have any shot of making it, any shot of winning this series, it would have to go to a Game 7, and they would have to hopefully be able to use that home court advantage to get them a win. But I have the Cavs winning this in 6. What about you?
I'm going to have to agree with you. I also have the Cavs in 6. I think for the Cavs to win this series, for the Hawks to actually have a shot against the Cavs, Kyle Korver has to go back to being what he was at the start of this season. He has to have one of those games where he gets 25 points and just goes lights out from the three-point line. And also Jeff Teague has to really play shutdown defense on Kyrie Irving. But I just don't see that happening. I think that the Cavs are going to steal one in Atlanta. Game 1 or 2, and like you said, in order for the Hawks to win, I think it would have to go to a Game 7, and they would have to use their home court advantage to win because in Cleveland, I don't know if they can win. I just don't know because how big this is to Cleveland, and LeBron at home is just incredible because they lost, games. They couldn't beat the Nets at home almost. I mean, that's scary,
Yeah.
If you can't beat the Nets, if you can't beat the Nets at their place, I don't know how you're gonna do it, Cleveland. So, I also have the Cavs going and winning in 6.
Okay. Well, there you go, guys. There goes our predictions for the Eastern Conference. We will be doing a Western Conference final video as well very soon whenever the Rockets and Clippers game is over with. So look out for that coming soon. You got any closing statements before we get out of here, Bryan?
Yeah, I just want to know from the people in the comment section, what they think about the Cleveland Cavaliers and Hawks. Do you see them winning? Which team winning? How low the series will go? Who's going to be the prime time players? Who's a player that you're looking for that you might not, normally think's going to come up big? So just thank everybody for watching this video. As always, like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, very well put, sir. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And before we get out of here, I just want to remind everybody. Now, while the Eastern Conference may be between out of the Cavaliers or the Hawks, it doesn't really matter because whoever wins out of that's going to get buzzsawed by the Warriors, at least in my opinion. You can comment on that if you think so. But thank y'all for watching. We'll catch y'all next time. Peace.